Hey people, Cageslink here, how are we doing? So I've played through several different accounts now and global release is just around the corner, so I want to help anyone starting this game to take on board some of these tips which can help you, especially within the first couple of weeks. Even if you're free to play or you're going to spend some money on this game, these should help your journey just that little bit more. First is the booster packs. Now your first choice you make will determine what starter deck you will get, so bear that in mind. They're not groundbreaking decks, but they can help you get a feel for the game, especially if you're not familiar with Pokemon. So if you pick Charizard for example, you'll get the Pinsir deck. If you pick Mewtwo, you'll get the Sandslash deck, or Pikachu, the Rapid Dash deck. So these might help you to build around depending on what other cards you've got in your boosters. Also you'll get 2 Professor Research cards and 2 Pokeballs, which are a must have in any deck in this game. It'll also save you buying them in the shop, which we'll cover shortly. Now when it comes to picking booster packs, have an idea of the kind of deck you want to build, which I'll show you now what packs are best for certain decks. Here for example the Charizard pack, which is what you want to keep on choosing if you want to build a Charizard or Moltres deck, which is a great one, but you can also build a great Starmie or Machamp fighting deck too. As for characters, you have some which are like situational like Erica or Blaine, but Sabrina is an all-round which sits in many decks out there and is very useful. Next, the Mewtwo, which has some amazing choices, the biggest one being Mewtwo, which is probably, I think, one of the top 3 decks out there. But you've also got Gengar or Venusaur, a decent build once you build around them. This pack is also the only one that you can get Dragonite cards and the rest to evolve them to build them up. Another thing to note with this is you can pull Giovanni card, which again is another great card, which is not always essential, but it can really boost to a lot of decks out there. And the last one is the poster boy himself, Pikachu, which is probably one of the weakest packs to build multiple decks. But if you can pull a couple of Pikachu EXs, then you have one of the top decks out there. It's so fun to use. You can check out one of my other videos on this deck. But also with this pack you've got Misty, which goes so well with some good water decks like Blastoise, so they're not to be ignored for sure. Now there's no bad pack to choose from, but concentrate on one pack and build that deck you want to build. Then once you're happy with that, move on to the next booster pack. Also check the offering rates, which will give you a complete rundown of all the cards and also the percentage chance. Now pack points are a great feature in this game as it allows you to purchase any card featured in the game using the points. Obviously the better the card, the higher points it's going to cost, and you'll get pack points every time you consume stamina, so you can build them up quite quick. But I cannot stress enough, do not spend them until you've played for a while and opened all your early packs, just so you know what deck you're trying to build, because the last thing you want to do is buy a card and then within the first couple of days you pull that card. This feature I find useful is when I've been trying for a while to get that card that I need to finish a deck off, or I know I'm not going to open a Mewtwo pack for some time and I want to get the Giovanni card. So this is what I use to make my deck, so it's useful, so please just study them first. Now with the shop there's not a huge amount of stuff you can buy, but I suspect in the future there's going to be a lot more. So make sure you click on the shop every day to get your daily free gift, but also this is a place to go to get yourself potion and X speed, which again are such important cards to have in any deck, especially having 2 of each. They will cost only 2 shop tickets, so are really cheap, but also bear in mind that if you do the advanced guides you will be given 1 of each, so this can save you some tickets. Also with the shop you have other cards like the Professor Research and the Pokeball, which although you get 2 of each from the starter deck, if you've been unlucky and not pulled any dupes in the first few days of opening packs, when doing missions there's one called Flares. Now to do 2 flares you need to use your dupes, so this can be a cheap way of flaring item cards just to get you through their missions, so bear that in mind also. Now re-rolling I think is very important, especially if you've had a lot of bad luck when pulling cards. So please check out my video by clicking the link at the top of this, but I also put a link in my description below. This guide will help you get that decent start. And lastly, the Wonder Picks, which gives you a chance to pick random cards from a booster pack that your friend or another player has opened recently. This does consume Wonder Stamina, and the amount of stamina you use depends on the rarity of the pack. Similar to pack points, I would recommend waiting until you're comfortable with the game and you know the path you're on for which deck you're going to build. So don't let your stamina max out, but if you can, just use it before it does max. Check regular to see what choices are available, because at times you will see some amazing choices. Also, don't get your hopes up. This is a very random mode, so don't get disheartened if you don't get that card right every time, but when you do, it's so sweet and such a great feeling. And there we have it. Thank you for watching. I hope it's helped you start your journey in the Pokemon Pocket world. I've included my friend code in the description below. Good luck, and please, if you've enjoyed this video, hit that like and subscribe button on your way out, and don't forget to check out some of my other videos. Take care, bye bye.